Hi and hello, I am Athena Pandin here. Sorry, because of some of the network issue, we are live streaming delay for half an hour. So I'm going to talking about biomedical engineering, what are the job nature and what are the job market available for biomedical engineers, everything I'm going to talking today. See, biomedical engineering, of course, you know that what is biomedical engineering? We are just dealing with the medical equipments. The biomedical engineer or the engineer, they are supposed to sell the medical equipments, servicing the biomedical equipments, and giving the demo to the doctors. All things done by this biomedical engineers. Even the equipments can be manufactured by the biomedical engineers. So all the electronics and electrical part can be handled regarding that particular equipments is by the engineers called the biomedical engineers. So here I'm going to talking about what are the job natures of the biomedical engineer, because that is very important, because each and every day nowadays the people, those who are studying biomedical engineering, the count of the people that is graduating biomedical engineering is much more. So like that, each and everybody should know what is the biomedical engineering job nature. What are the things we are required to go for that, to face the particular market, particular competitions, all the things. Okay, so here biomedical job scope, there are total over 8 biomedical job scopes are there in all over the world. In that, the first biomedical job scope is sales biomedical engineer. Of course, sales is nothing but you need to sell something. For example, you are all well known about the medical representatives. The medical representatives are all nothing but the sales representatives. They are just going to sell the medical, that is, products, medical tablets or whatever the medical products to the pharmacies. Like that, the sales biomedical engineer, what is the job responsibility? Same as the doctor. They need to sell some of the thing to the doctor. That the thing is nothing but equipments. The sales biomedical engineer need to sell the biomedical equipments to the doctors. That is the main job responsibility for the sales biomedical engineer. The most important thing required is you have a capability to convince the doctor. That is the very important thing, because the doctors have even not are not even having a time to meet you, because the first responsibility of the doctors is meet the patient. Once the doctors meet all the patient, and then only they may call you to speak about the particular equipment. So like that, the time taken is almost you need to wait for 1 hour or 2 hour, or not even it may be a day or else. According to the patient count, the doctor fix a time for you to speak about the particular equipment. That is a very important thing. So for that, till now you should have some of the patients to meet the doctors. Okay, so that is a very important thing you need to note. And apart from that, you should have some of the convincing power. You need to talk about, you have some of the communication power to convince the doctor. That is also the responsible for the sales biomedical engineer, to convince the doctor to buy the equipment. Okay, so that is the sales biomedical engineer job responsible. And the service biomedical engineer, the next to the service biomedical engineer is once you are appointed as a service biomedical engineer, you need to fix any error that has happened during the in the particular equipment. If there is any fault over that particular equipment, the doctor doesn't know. The doctors only know how to operate the equipment. The doctor can't able to know about how to fix the complaints of the particular equipment. So he straight away called to the biomedical engineer in hospital, and the biomedical engineer straight away called to that particular service engineer to attend that particular equipment servicing. So that is the main job responsibility. Till now, till the call is coming from the hospital, the particular service biomedical engineer need to wait. Till now, there is no job. Once the call is coming, then only the particular service biomedical engineers go and rectify the particular issue of the particular equipment. That is the main job responsibility for the service biomedical engineer. And the next job is application biomedical engineer. Once the sales biomedical engineer selling the product to the doctor, and then the next important thing is once the sales biomedical engineer sell the product to the particular hospital, to the doctors, and the doctors need to buy the product, and then he may to fix the product through the service engineer. And then the next job is application engineer. He called the application engineer. Application engineer is responsible to give the demo of the particular equipment. That is the main job responsible. The most important thing is you should have some of the communication power, because in front of you, you are giving a demo to the doctors. In front of you, not the two students. As like a professor, you are not going to speech. You are not going to give the demo to the students. You are going to give the demo of the particular equipment to the highly graduated people in the society. That is called the doctors. So they are throw their queries to you elaborately. So you need to you are having the responsible to answer all the queries. At the same time, you need to give the a perfect demo of the particular equipment to the doctors. That is the job responsibility of the application engineer should have. You should have some of the body language, you should have some of the patients. For example, in some of the hospital, they may insult that particular company. So during that time, you need to prompt over. You need to come and say the answers of the questions of the particular doctor. That is the job responsible for the application biomedical engineer. The main job responsibility is need to give the demo to the doctors of the particular equipment, whatever the equipment it may be. You need to give the demo to the doctors how to operate the particular equipment, how we can able to adjust the particular equipment while it is if it is in the radiological equipment, and how we can able to send the radiations, and how we can able to limit the dosage of the particular radiations, and how we can able to take the images in the different angle. All the things you need to explain to the doctors, because the doctors can able to handle only the human bodies, not an equipment. We are the biomedical engineer. We need to take over handling all the biomedical equipments. That is a very job responsible for us. So as a biomedical application engineer, you need to explain all the things. That is a very important thing you require. Okay. Then the next job responsible is biomedical engineer in hospital. So I'm a biomedical engineer in hospital is just vary from the what are the job scopes that we are crossed over in the three. There is a sales biomedical engineer, service biomedical engineer, and application biomedical engineer. All the three above, that is sales biomedical engineer, or it may be a service biomedical engineer, or it may be application biomedical engineer. You need to go to the different hospitals, and you need to go to the different doctors. You need to go to meet different doctors. You need to travel over 50 kilometers per day, or you need to go to the different hospitals and different doctors you are going to meet. But biomedical engineer in hospital, you are supposed to go to the one hospital. You are supposed to take care of all the equipments in that particular hospital, even from the small electrodes to the CT machine or PETS machine. You are responsible. Should have the responsible to maintain all the equipment in that particular hospital. You should have a round of take a round of each and every departments in the hospitals to check whether the particular equipment is functioning properly or not, especially in the ICU ward, especially in the operation theater ward. If in case the doctor is scheduling any of the operation today or tomorrow, then they call for the biomedical engineer to set whether all the equipments regarding that particular operations required equipments to be properly functioning or not. Like that, they are just give a schedule to the biomedical engineers. During the time, the biomedical engineer are responsible to check over all the equipments in the particular operation theater. In case some other cases, the doctor may call the biomedical engineer during the surgery itself. Even though if there is any fluctuations over that particular equipment during the surgery, during the time, the biomedical engineer should have a responsible to fix the error. So that kind of job responsibility is also for the biomedical engineer in hospital. And one more job responsibility is not only the equipment. You need to maintain the files, the file requirement, the file maintenance, and what are the cost of each and every equipment. And you need to put the balance sheet and everything, the invoice copy, all the things you need to maintain properly. That is one more job responsible for the biomedical engineer in hospital. Okay, and then the fifth biomedical job scope is testing and quality biomedical engineer. So testing and quality biomedical engineer is coming to the manufacturing side. Once the biomedical equipment is manufactured, and once it is before it is come to the market, the testing and quality biomedical engineer need to check the particular equipment, because all the medical equipment is totally dealing with the human body. So before that, you need to check the particular equipment if may cause any illness to the patient or not, whether it may be through the electrical or whether it may be through mechanical purpose, whatever it may be. It should not be give any illness to the particular patient. So for that, the testing and quality biomedical engineer check over all the knobs of the each and every knobs of the biomedical equipment. Once the testing and quality biomedical engineer approved the biomedical equipment, then only it is come to the market. So that is the responsibility the testing and quality biomedical engineer should have. Nowadays, there are over 15,000 plus. There are over 15,000 biomedical equipments are there. It can be categorized into three categories. One is minor, major, and critical equipments. So in that three categories, there are over 15,000 equipments. All the thing is come to the market. Before it come to the market, the testing and quality biomedical engineer need to check the particular equipment, whether it is in the proper condition, whether it may be not giving any illness to the patients. All the thing need to check by the particular testing and quality biomedical engineer. So this is the job responsible. They are not supposed to go to the hospital. They are not supposed to meet a doctor. They are not supposed to meet round over in the market. They are fixed. They are set in the manufacturing sector itself. Once the product is ready, and they need to check whether the particular equipment is properly functioning or not. That is a testing and quality biomedical engineer job responsible. And then the next job scope is a clinical engineer. So clinical engineer is coming apart, come to the laboratory sites, especially for if you are going for a hematology, if you go for something like research oriented micro nanotechnology or biotechnology related medicine research, whatever it may be, this clinical engineer should need. In some of the abroad countries, some of the South Western Asia countries, they call the biomedical engineer as a clinical engineer. So that is also that happen. But the clinical engineer job responsibility is they are coming under full and full the part-time researcher. They just like work like that. Okay. So the clinical biomedical engineer responsible is that the particular clinical biomedical engineer have a responsibility of all the laboratory equipments over there in the hospitals, whether it may be a hematology lab or whether it may be a microbiology lab or whether it may be a biochemistry lab. All the thing he may be take care of it. Okay. At the same time, especially the blood bank equipments and the blood bank research and the results, because each and every results are very important, especially during the hematology department. The blood according to the blood results only the patients whether it is affected by any diseases or not, whether it be positive or negative, all the results is depending upon the results of the blood and the results of the all the other wastages. Okay, so that thing can be done by the equipment are all maintained and manufactured and selling by the clinical biomedical engineer. Okay, so then the next job responsible, that is the next job scope, is a biomedical researcher. Biomedical researcher, each and every company nowadays, there are over 100 plus biomedical tier 1 tier 2 companies all over the world. Each and every biomedical companies, they are having some of the research sector. In that research sector, they are just appointed some of the biomedical researchers to develop some of the new equipments. Each and every day, minimum of 2 to 3 equipments they are going to manufacture. 2 to 3 innovative equipments will be developed in all over the world. There's research going on. So once the research is getting over, then only the particular research idea should be coming as a patent, and then it is converted into the product, equipments, and everything. So that is the main responsible for the researcher. Once you are appointed as a researcher in any of the company, you are supposed to give ideas, you are supposed to give calibrations, or you are supposed to give idea. That is a very important thing. You are supposed to give idea to rectify any common problem happen in the society. If you are going to rectify, because what are all the equipments nowadays in the market, initially they are developed by the researcher. For example, just take an example of wheelchair. Nowadays the modern wheelchair is available. Okay, these are all the things happen because of the researcher. Once the researcher, it may be appointed as a researcher in a hospital, in a company, or some of the student product is also coming into the biomedical research, and they are split into the market. All the things happen. So main thing, the job responsible for the biomedical researcher is, once you are appointed as a biomedical researcher, you need to give some of the innovative idea to develop some of the equipment, not only the equipment for imaging technologies, for AI technology, machine learning, whatever the idea it may be, you need to supposed to give to the management to develop as many equipment in the market. So that is the main job responsible. And the next job scope, the last main job scope, is a biomedical consultant. So biomedical consultant is nowadays they are very popular, because many of the hospital biomedical engineers is appointed by the through the biomedical consultant. Main job for the biomedical consultant is they are giving training to the students. They are giving most probably they are giving extraordinary training to the students, those who are finishing the biomedical engineering, about all the equipments. All the equipment they are giving training. Once any of the multi-specialty hospital, they need a biomedical engineer, they are just putting into the job seeking website, they are asking a consultant. They're asking a biomedical consultant about these particular vacancies. We have the vacancies. So if you have any talented guy in your consulting institution, then please give it to us. Like that they are saying. So through that consulting, so many of them got placed in the hospitals and the companies and whatever it may be. So this is the main job. The biomedical consultant is need to give the training to the biomedical engineers, and through the biomedical consultant, there is a response. There is a job. There is a responsibility to appointed over in the companies or hospital, whomever it may be. So that is the main job scope. So these are all the main 8 job scopes are available in a market nowadays. That is, I repeat, the sales biomedical engineer, sales service biomedical engineer, application biomedical engineer, biomedical engineer and hospital, clinical biomedical engineer, testing and quality biomedical engineer, biomedical researcher, and the biomedical consultant. So these are all the very important, most important job scopes available in each and every companies in the world. So if you are finishing a biomedical engineering, if you are you're looking for the job, choose any of these particular job scope, and just fulfill what are all the requirements of that particular job, because each and every job is entirely different. Sales biomedical engineer, you should convince the doctor. Service biomedical engineer, you are not supposed to meet the doctor. Application biomedical engineer, you need to give the demo. The biomedical engineer in hospital, you need to maintain all the equipment in the hospital and maintaining the file. For example, clinical biomedical engineer, take care of all the results and the equipments related in the labs of the hospital. And biomedical researcher and a biomedical consultant, all the job is entirely different from each and everything. So you are just to ask your questions to yourself, which is suitable for you. According to that, you just choose yourself and go to the market, and with fulfillness. That is a very important, because most of the HR people is also, they are expecting that. First of all, you should know what is the responsible of that particular job. For example, somebody of them may call for sales biomedical engineer. You should know what are the responsible available for the sales, because as a sales, if you are looking for the sales biomedical engineer, if you are going to the interview, then says I am not going to travel, sir, like that. If I say, then you are rejected, like that. You should know the pathways of the particular each and every job scopes. Then only it is very comfortable for you to attend the interviews and everything. During the studies itself, you should know about all the job nature. Then only it is very comfortable for you to move into the highway in the future. That is a very important thing you need to note. Okay, and then job market. Nowadays, the job market is very good, because in the 1990s period, the job market is, of course, the number of tier 1, tier 2 companies count is very minimum. At the same time, each and everybody having, even though if you are looking for the tier 1 company, it is very easy to go to the tier 1 company now in 1990s and 80s period. But now it is very little bit tougher, because the graduation, the biomedical engineering, those who are finishing the biomedical graduation, it is very count is very more. So the competition is high. At the same time, the count of the company is also very high. The count of the companies is also getting more. Nowadays, some of the other sector peoples are also, for example, take an example of the Toshiba. Toshiba is full and full electronics. They are dealing with the TV. They are dealing with some of the electronics product. But they are nowadays, they are also start manufacturing. They are start funding their money to the towards the healthcare sector, especially for manufacturing some of the medical equipments. So like that, so many companies, not only the Toshiba, there are so many companies are there over there. They are just turn their manufacturing, they turn their business towards the healthcare sector. So even though the count of the graduation is getting more, at the same time, the count of the companies is increased. The most important thing is you need to fight over the competition. You need to prove yourself among the competition. Then only you can able to achieve the target. The main target as a biomedical engineer you should have is you should work in the tier 1 company. There are so many tier 1 companies are there. In some of the videos, we already pasted over top 10 biomedical companies in 2019-20. You just look over there and you can able to fix it over. That is the destination point you should have. You need to go and work over that particular company. That is the very important destination point you should frame yourself to moving apart. So some of the people have some of the negative thoughts about the job market, because especially the tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 company people, they just starting 2 years or 3 years back. They are not even getting a revenue of around 1 million. They are all spreading some of the negative comment, because they are appointed as biomedical engineer in their particular companies. They are giving all the job scopes to the particular engineer. They are appointed as once they are during the appointment period, they are just appointed the particular biomedical engineer as a sales designation. But all the other designation like service engineer, service application, and all the quality testing, all the thing will be come to that particular sales biomedical engineer. So what is the mindset of that particular candidate is this is a tough job. This is not giving any intention to the particular job, like that. They are just frame themselves to about the negative thoughts. So what is the thing is that particular people, once they come to the institution or they come to meet some of the fresh biomedical engineer, they just share the experience. Don't need to go for the job. because once you are appointed as a sales biomedical engineer, but they are giving so many other designations also, they are giving other responsibility also to you to work over there. So like that, the negative thoughts will be around over. So many we have a chance to meet some of the biomedical engineers, those who are pursuing final year now. They are all says that sir, biomedical engineering is very tough, biomedical engineer is not getting any job, like that they are some of the seniors will say about this, like that they are spreading over. So the situation is not like that. If you're having the capability, if you are having some of the knowledge, if you are having some of the updated knowledge about each and every equipment, then there is a response, there is a chance to go to the tier 1 company straight away. You know that the ratio around 5 to 8.5 percentage of the freshers getting job in the tier 1 companies. How it has happened? Because they are just proved themselves as a very passionate biomedical engineers. That is what they are getting a job into the tier 1 companies. No, don't think that the freshers are not going into the tier 1 companies. Not like that. Yeah, there is a 8.5 percentage of the biomedical freshers they are got placed in the tier 1 companies. How it has happened? That's just think over. So during the studies itself, apart from your academic side, you need to develop your skills, what are all the things required, because once you are during the second year itself, you should know, the candidate should know about the job scopes. According to the job scopes, the particular person think about themselves about which is the best job scope for us, which is suitable for us, like that they just think over it and looking over that particular job scope and frame yourself according, then mold yourself according to your job mindset and everything. Once during the final years everything is settled out, then it is very easy to approach to the tier 1 companies. That is a very important. Apart from that, the skill sets required is you should have some of the electronic skills, you should have some of the electrical skill, basic electrical, basic laws of the electrical, basic electronic circuits, all the things. You are if you have a free time, go to the project lab, go to the laboratory and work over each and every thing about the electronics and everything. So that is the very important thing during the studies you need to do it. Okay, and then the most important thing is once you are finishing the if you are not getting the job in the tier 1 company, don't think that the negative side. Just working in a tier 4 company or tier 3 company, just keep on taking an experience. Practical experience is very important, rather the theoretical experience in academic. The practical experience is very important. So even though if you're not getting a job in the tier 1 tier 2 companies, just have a chance to working in the tier 4 tier 5 companies, get an experience, get a practical experience. How even though if it is very tougher, even though it is a very small minimum salary, just take an experience. Take over there the particular 1 year or 2 year, just work over there in the particular company, get an experience, and then move it to the tier 4 from tier 4 to tier 3, and then get an experience from the tier 3 1 year or 2 year, and then move into the tier 2, like that. You just step by step you need to improve yourself. If you're having a capability, you should have a responsible to prove yourself in the market, because the competition is very tough. Of course, I'm accepting the competition is very tough nowadays. If you need to be prove yourself, then only you can able to get into the market in a proper way. So that is the very important thing as a biomedical engineer need to do. So this is the job market, and this is the job nature of the biomedical engineer. So each and every biomedical engineer should have a responsible to over the patient life, patient people's life. So each and every equipment is very important. Even don't think that it is a small equipment, don't think that it is a biggest equipment, it is a costly equipment, like that. Whatever the thing it may be, whatever the small electrode can able to give illness to the patient, at the same time the major linear accelerator give illness to the patient. So like that, each and every equipment is very important. So don't think about the equipments. You are as a biomedical engineer, you need to take care of each and whatever the equipment it may be. Okay, so that is a very important thing. This is the job nature and job market about biomedical engineer in the world. So in the next video, I am going to say come to the live stream in the next week. I am going to say some of the companies, what are the companies available for the biomedical engineers, and what are all the interview process, and what are all the responsibilities they are asking for each and every job scopes. All the things we are going to discuss. I'm coming to the next week, exactly the Thursday around 7:30 a.m. in Indian Standard Time. We will meet again for discussing about this biomedical companies and the biomedical interviews of each and every companies, all the thing, interview process of every companies, all the thing. Thank you very much.